All right, it's Tuesday and we're live. Tuesday and we are live. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. This is Tanisha Ronay, also known as Blessed and Moving Forward, also known as Nikki. Grateful to be here with you on this Tuesday evening to talk about being a special occasion, to talk about being who we are, to talk about being the amazing people that we are, but the human amazing people that we are. We're going to talk about it a little bit tonight. I'm not going to stay on long. I never plan to stay on long. It just happens that way. It just happens that way. I don't plan to stay on long, but I'm not, I'm going to make sure that I don't stay on too long. I'm going to be on here for just a little bit. So for some reason, in this season and during this time, I have I realized that I'm sort of being led to stay in the area of transition and on some level grief for some people, bereavement for some people, because this is a season in which we are seeing a lot of people transition. And I think that what's happening is that there are a lot of people who in this day and age, especially with everything that we have going on in the world, that are looking for hope, just want some hope. And when it gets to that place, you're looking for it wherever you can get it. You're looking to be encouraged. You're looking for hope. And to be honest, I consider myself the encourager's encourager. I love to bring encouragement to whoever I can. I know that that is the reason why I was put on this earth. I know that that is God's purpose for my life, for me to make sure that I never leave anyone the same way that I found them, that I always leave everyone in better condition than when I found them. And that is my life's work. That is my life's purpose. Whatever that looks like, it's what I do. And I totally understand, Katie. I totally understand. It's people are hurting. There's a lot of pain in the world. There's a lot of pain in our homes. There's a lot of pain in our families. There's a lot of pain everywhere. And the thing is, a lot of times the pain is inflicted or it introduces itself to you, and you don't know how to reconcile it. So one of the things that I always say about pain, which is, it's inevitable, like many things. Pain is something that will introduce itself to us in some way, shape, or form in our lifetimes. As long as we're continuing to look, as long as we're continuing to live, as long as we're continuing to be who we are. Listen, what's going to happen is we're going to have to find a way to heal. We have scars. We have emotional scars. We have mental scars. We even have physical scars. You fall down, you skin your knee, or, you got into that fight in the school cafeteria, or, you decided to get into a fight with somebody on the 6th train going to Pelham Bay Park, or whatever the case may be. We have scars. Pain comes to hurt you. Pain doesn't teach you anything. Pain does not, and this is my take on it. Pain doesn't teach you anything. What you learned as a result of your pain was already in you. It was already in you. The pain just brought it out. The pain, once the pain hit, it brought it out. And it was already there for you. What you needed to overcome that pain, that strength that you say pain, pain made you strong. It didn't necessarily make you strong. The strength, you already had strength. The strength was already in you. You had the strength already. You were already strong. You just didn't know it because the pain hadn't hit yet and you didn't have to be strong. So now when you get to a place where you get to be strong, unfortunately, it came as a result of feeling that pain. And this is why people say, I'm grateful for my pain, or I'm thankful for my pain. I don't know that I want to thank my pain, but I do want to thank the God that gave me the strength to overcome the pain. But what happens is sometimes we get stuck there. So pain is also, it can be a place. Pain is where your soul or your heart gets stuck and you don't know how to move from that place sometimes. And that's what I want to talk about tonight. That place where you get stuck. You get stuck in that place. Like pain, I always say, when pain hits, it's okay to feel it. It's okay to experience it. But it's not okay to build a house in the place of pain. in your place of pain. It's not okay to take residence there. It's not okay, it's not okay to live there because you can't afford the mortgage. You can't afford what it costs to build a house in the place of your pain. Because what happens is, because you can't afford it, it costs you peace, it costs you happiness, it costs you joy when you do that. It costs you friendships and relationships. It costs you your good mental health. It costs you so much. It costs so much to build a house or to choose to live in the place of your pain. And when you choose to do that, you rob yourself of so much. Now, like I said, I'm not saying that it's not okay to feel pain. You're going to. Like I said, my mom passed away 8 years ago. My dad passed away 18 years ago. And sometimes I still feel the pain and the hurt as if it happened today or if it happened yesterday. Sometimes I still feel it. Other days it's not quite as bad. But the one thing that I know is that I'm still here and I still have to live and I still have to move forward. And what I always say also, in trying to get a better understanding of the enigma that is death, is that if God felt that I could not live without my mother, he would not have taken her. If he knew that I couldn't live without my father, he would not have taken him. But he knew exactly when I could live without each of them, and he took them accordingly. And not just me, but my siblings as well. He knew that we were ready for it. Now, we may not have felt ready, and we can say in all types of ways that we weren't ready. We're not ready. Um, you can always say that, but the final determination is not yours. Because if that was the case, they would still be here. And I hate to sound harsh. I really do hate to sound like I'm being harsh. I'm just basically just giving you what has helped me through or what is helping me through. And I realized that if it was meant for my mom to still be here, she would be here. Whether the death seemed like it could have been preventable or not, because there are deaths that I do feel could have been preventable. Deaths that didn't have to happen, excuse me. Deaths that didn't have to take place. Losses that just seem so senseless. Losses that just seem so unfair. And because of that, we get ourselves into this place sometimes where we just get stuck in that place of pain. And it's so easy to get there. It's so easy to stay in that place of pain. And it's so easy to almost live there because it hurts so bad. And all you want to do is feel better. The bottom line, you just want to feel better. You want it to go away. You want to fix it. You want something to be better. You want something to feel better. You want something to be better. And sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you have to take your own healing into your own hands. That's not always easy. But the way that I did that was by choosing and saying, I don't want to feel like this every day. I don't want to constantly feel like this. I know that my mother is no longer in pain. I know that my father is no longer in pain. And then you can say to me, okay, well, Tanisha, Nikki, blessed and moving forward, special occasion. What about the mother who lost her son to gun violence? You know, because that's not my experience. I can't specifically speak to that. But what I also understand is that I don't have control over it either. So I can either choose to die with that person or live the rest of this life doing the best I can to honor their memory and to honor their purpose, to honor their legacy. And sometimes, no one, I hate it that sometimes people are more famous in death than they are when they lived, but there is a purpose for it all. I truly believe that there is a purpose for it all. But the one thing that I know is that me being in the place that I am now, it took a long time for me to decide to live. And I had to talk about that on Instagram at the special occasion. Follow me there on Instagram at the special occasion. What I realized was that I needed to live. I still have family. I still have friends. I still have um, a future and a purpose. I still have things that I know God wants me to do. And I can't despise that because of what happened in the past or because I lost someone that meant so much to me. I could cry right now because it hurts, but I know that I have to live. And then I think about what it is that my parents would say to me if they saw me living my life, lamenting over their passing, lamenting over their lamenting over their transition. They would not be happy about that. There's so much to look forward to, even though you don't want to live your life without that person. Like my mother and father never got to see the special occasion come into fruition. They never got to see me be able to appreciate the lessons that they taught me. But the sad thing about it is that I may not have learned the lessons had they still been alive. I may not have learned them. I may not have been able to glean from what they taught me if they were still here. So I've had to go through so many avenues to get out of this place of being stuck. But I also knew that there was one day that I was going to need to talk to you, special occasion, that I was going to need to talk to someone that you love, special occasion. There was going to be someone that I was going to need to encourage as a result of who I've become after my pain, after experiencing my pain, or after the onset, I'll say, of my pain, because I still feel it. But you learn to live with it. You never get over it. You learn to live with it. And when you get stuck, sometimes it's hard to remove yourself from that place because your soul is involved. This is where your entire soul is involved. So when your soul is involved, it's difficult. It's very difficult to move on. But you got to know that your future needs you. Your present needs you. Your past doesn't. Your past doesn't. Now, I'm not like a therapist or anything like that. I'm just someone who wants to encourage you and to give you hope. Okay, so Katie says, if you feel any guilt or think of things left unsaid, how do you handle that? You know something? Been there, done that. And what I had to know and understand is that um we could do the woulda, coulda, shouldas all we want. It's not really going to change anything. And at the end of the day, you have an opportunity to say within yourself, or to say, a lot of people do those exercises where, they just ask that person for forgiveness. For me, I would, I asked God, I said, if there's anything left unsaid. Well, to be honest, I got the opportunity on, a lot of people I know didn't have this opportunity, but when my mother was told that she was not going to live, I was sitting there, and when the doctor left, I got down on my knees and I knelt in front of my mom. I'm going to try to say this without crying. I can already feel the tears coming, but I knelt in front of my mom and I said to her, I just want you to know that I love you and I thank you for being the mother that you've been to me. I don't want to lose you. I don't want you to go, but I can't fight, you know, I can't fight the inevitable. But I just want to apologize for anything I ever did to you. Or if I ever offended you, I just want you to know that I love you, and I just ask for you to forgive me. And I got to say those things to her. And, she said, there's nothing to forgive. There's nothing to forgive because that was her love speaking. So I could probably say to you, Katie, that that person who you feel that you didn't say things to, or that you feel there were things that were left unsaid, they understand where they are, and they feel like if you needed to ask for forgiveness or apologize for something, they don't need it because that stuff is not important anymore to them when they're taking their last breaths. It's not important anymore. It's not important. What matters more than anything when you're taking your last breaths is love. Is love. It's not that you should have made more money. It's not that you should have worked harder. It's that you loved and that you were loved. Or even if you didn't know it, that someone can say it to you. Um, I kind of felt like I didn't get to say everything I wanted to say to my dad. I said it to him, but he was in a coma. And I said what I needed to say. I don't know that he heard me. I believe he did, but I can't live with the guilt. I, I refused to live with it. I had to let go of everything that would hinder me from living my life. And I asked God to forgive me for anything. I asked for so much forgiveness, because you just never know. I ask for forgiveness from anyone who I may have wronged. I do that, I do that. I've done that. And to be honest, don't hold on to the guilt. Don't hold on to that kind of guilt because it won't serve you. It's not going to serve you well. It's not going to serve a good purpose for you. You know, you have to know that you did the best that you could while they were here. And that's all you have is your best. That's all you have. That's all you have is your best. So gosh, I was hoping I could get through this without crying. Um, but sometimes you do get stuck. It's not in your best interest to, because that place where you get stuck is expensive. It's really, really expensive. And we don't want to sacrifice our best days, and the opportunity, you know. Oh my gosh, I totally understand. She says when you have a devastating loss so suddenly and traumatically, it's hard to know how to keep moving forward. I totally get it. When I tell you I totally understand, but what else can you do? What else are you going to do? Because that person is gone. And as unfair as it seems, as unfair as it is, as crappy as it is, you're still here. And if you couldn't live without them, they wouldn't have been taken. It is a lot, but you know something? You say losing the one person who could help you through anything is too much, but you know something? That person being the one who could help you through anything, they may have been a crutch for you. It may have been a crutch, and you needed to learn how to walk on your own, and you needed to learn how to gain strength on your own. I promise you, there's a lesson, there's a reason in all of it, in so much of it. Like honestly, there's so much of a lesson and a reason in it, through it, because of it. You just have to decide that you want to be better. You have to decide that you want to live this life. You have to decide that you're going to move from this place. Even if you're moving slowly, at least you're moving. And choose healing. Choose to want to be better every day. Choose to want to do better every day. There's some days when you're going to feel like you got it, and then there are going to be other days when you go right back to square one. But you get another chance every day that you wake up. Every day that you wake up, you get another chance. So it's not always easy when you lose someone and you didn't get to say that last "I love you," where you didn't get to say those last words that you feel would have meant so much. But I promise you, if they loved you and you loved them, even if y'all were on the outs, it's okay. They didn't necessarily need it because they loved you and you love them. And love is all that matters in those last moments. Oh, the Wisdom app. I'm on the Wisdom app as well tonight. We have a guest who is waiting. Let's see. It's EJ Portee. EJ is joining. We're going to see what EJ has to say. Hello. Hi, EJ. How are you? Wait, I didn't say that right. It's LJ.
LJ, yes.
LJ, how are you? Thank you for joining me tonight.
No worries, no worries. I caught you right in the first. I think it was the first few minutes of what you were saying, and I wanted to say this. There were so many things. I forgot. I didn't think. I didn't think I was gonna get in. I was like, man, she's doing so good. I'm just gonna sit here and listen. So no. One thing I wanted to. Well, it was a few things actually. to share in light of what you just said. I as well, just letting you know, I'm affirming you right now. I as well have that same vibe as being the lion, the champion for other people to realize their championship.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to realize they also have the ability to push through. Something so beautiful that you were talking about was death. Now, I kind of have. I like to call I didn't give it a name yet, but I thought about it while you were talking a little bit. With the perspective glitch, I think a lot of it is I have a very unique relationship with death in my life.
Yeah.
And trauma. I would say, for one, I think that we tend to lose a realization sometimes that death is part of life.
Right, right.
It's a unique circle, and it's comfortable to realize that the person that we love will always, we can't think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to say something to you. You said so many things, and I was like, wow. My brother died when I was 3, and so I had this fathom when I was a young boy. I was like, man, I always wanted a brother. And when I finally made it to 20, I'm trying to move fast because I got a minute left. So
you can. I'll let you come. I'll let you come back in if you get cut off.
Got you. Okay. Okay. So my mom, she I made it. So I did 8 years in Japan. I did 8 years in the military, Marine Corps. I was in the Middle East. I lived in Japan for 2 years, a little bit.
Wow.
And my brother, when he passed, we were 16 years apart. He donated all of his main functioning organs. He got killed. He was by a drunk driver on a dirt bike.
Oh wow.
Excuse me, on a motorcycle. And my mom, she and this correlates to so many things. I'm gonna wait until this time passes before I get into it because.
Okay, no, I know, I get it.
But I'm loving the fact what you're talking about tonight. It's so beautiful.
I'm so glad you came on. But just make sure you come. Just make sure you request. Oh, okay. He's gone. He's gonna have. Oh, you like that? You like that, Tim? He's gonna come back. We're gonna let him come back.
Do you hear me?
Oh wait, I still hear you.
No, oh, we do.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it's the mic is glitched out. It's not even It's not letting me press it. So okay.
Yeah, I can still hear you. Keep talking.
That's amazing. Good. So excuse me. No. So when my mom, she when I turned 20, she died at 19. Okay. I live in Baltimore, Maryland, and I had this deep conviction that I had to make it past 19 because I was my only mother's. I was her son.
Yeah.
Right? I was her only son.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, I got to make it. Right. You know, you get this. They tell you that you're gonna be dead. You're gonna be in jail at 16. That's just the way it is. I didn't want to be a part of that, but I was in a life that I only knew. But I knew I didn't want to be a part of that. And what happened when I was 20, I flew my mom out to Japan because I was living there. First time I ever paid for anything. First time I ever, I said, Mom, come on. I said, come on, it was on her bucket list. And I told her, I looked at her face and I said, Mom, I said, I made it. I said, I made it past this time.
Yeah.
And not too long ago, I had this crazy thing because I thought about my mom in this time when my brother, he was brain dead for 7 days. And I said, Mom, I almost broke down and cried the other day because I was talking to my buddy and I said, I thought about your pain. I said, hey, how did it feel when you were going through this with my brother? I said, he was in this position, he was in this place where he couldn't respond to you and you were there and you knew what was going on. I said, you're a mother.
Yes, it's hard. Yeah.
I said, how did you feel? And she told me that, she said, I knew it was time. She said, I could hear her emotional heart kind of opening to that, what I was saying, because it was a few months ago. Mind you, I got wife, kids now. I'm living on doing my own thing. But it's a few months ago.
Thank God. That's good, though. We're grateful you're still here.
Yes, man. Yes, man. Indeed. So, she He told me I didn't know if he could hear me, but I kept talking because
Yeah.
it hasn't been proven yet if people in comas can even hear you.
Yeah.
Because what she did say is that while she was talking to him, he shed a tear.
Wow.
And she said that was confirmation enough for me to know that what I'm saying to my son it was there.
Yeah.
So I said, wow, that was beautiful. Because the heart that he donated, right?
Mm-hmm.
That heart went to another man. When that man died, that heart was still beating.
Wow.
And so, that man lived a healthy life because of that heart and a few other organs without. But what I wanted to say is that what drove me to feel comfortable, because I went through so much that up and down roller coaster of like, man, I want a brother.
Yeah.
Perspective switch. And I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna be short. I want to be concise, but I want to be short. But I want to let this out.
Okay.
For your audience and yourself. Is that what was amazing for me was a perspective switch, because I well, two things. I wanted a brother, but I thought to myself, I said, okay, the only way I'm going to make it through this is I need to realize that he might be looking down on me, and he's saying to me, hey, you still got another chance.
Yes.
You still have an opportunity. If you're going to stay down, then, you're not going to be able to capitalize on the life that you have. He said, I felt as though he was telling me, hey, it was something that was pushing me to go, hey, I need to live my life to the best I can, because I know deep down inside he will want me to do that.
Right.
And that's what drove me to the point I'm in it, and it's a constant motivator. And
absolutely.
Think about, and this, I want to hit you with this last thing. One of that other perspective switch is something I got lost in it, and this was last year when I realized this. I was craving for a brother for so long, and one beautiful thing that happened was that I was like, man, I wanted a brother. Last year, I realized this. I said, I had one friend that was with me when it was amazing. He was at Chuck E. Cheese, and I was young, and I met him. And 3 days later, this guy moved 3 doors down from me.
Wow.
3 days later, he moved. Now, from that time forward, I can call him right now, even though he's still in the hood, he's still doing his thing, but I can still connect with him at this moment, even though we've been distant. He's got his own family.
Yeah.
I can still do that. But the thing was, what I didn't realize is that person was with me all my life.
Ain't that something? Isn't that something?
I was saying I need a brother. But what I didn't realize,
you had one. You had one. Isn't that something? Yep. And I have a sister like that. We're not blood, but you can't tell me different. You cannot tell me any different. She is my sister as if it is blood. And the same thing, we grew up together. And then, she moved away. She went into the military too. And now she lives, she did live 5 minutes away from me, but she moved about an hour away. But she's still here in the same, in the same area. And she's my sister. God knows what we need. He knows what we need. And like you said, you felt that he was there. What happens is, like, when you started asking those questions, when you experience death, it causes you to rethink life. So when you talk about that perspective change, absolutely, you start to live differently. Especially when you choose to live. And that is, you see what I'm saying? And that's kind of where I am. It's like, we can't die with the people that we love who have transitioned. We can't go with them. We cannot go with them. And they would want us to live. Like you said, your mom knew that she, that your brother would have wanted her to live. That your brother would have wanted you to live. And you got to see ages, and you're still here, that he didn't get to experience. But it wasn't in the cards for him to experience that, but it was for you. So it's like, sometimes what I realize is that we cannot be so distraught about who's not here that we forget to celebrate who is.
Who is? Yeah, yep, yes, indeed.
That
is it. and I wanna touch on one last thing before I figure out a way, because it's locked me in right now. I'm in your room right now. Is exactly what we will. I think what you just said, and to break it down again in a different way, is that taking the time to
Yes.
try to see how you can overcome. Just like you asking a question is taking the time.
Yes.
Because it's so easy to get stuck, in my pain, my trauma, this is hurt, and I used to say this to myself a lot when I was in the military. We used to say this to each other. They said, "Hey, it's not time for you to feel sorry for yourself. It's not time. It's not time."
Right.
Because it's the most harsh thing you could say when you're in your sensitive position. But
Right.
it's something that it's not time for you to feel. It's a driving factor.
And you'll get it suddenly or eventually.
Yes.
It'll make sense to you, and you'll actually, the light bulb will go off suddenly or eventually. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm so glad you came on. Thank you, LJ. Thank you for coming on.
I was listening to you. I said, you know what? I was telling my wife she wasn't, and she's like, "What?" I said, no, I'm just here. I said, she's gone. I know. I thought like she's not going. She's not. She don't see me. I ain't. I'm just
But you're here. I'm so glad you came on. Thank you. Thank you so much. Because I'm gonna be wrapping up. I'm gonna be wrapping up soon. But thank you. I appreciate you coming on.
I got your follow, and if I see you again, if we get a chance to talk about something else, I would love to join in if I can.
Absolutely. Thank you. Absolutely.
Thank
you, LJ. Wow, that was amazing. Oh, that was great. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that LJ came on, and I'm so grateful that we were able to have this time. I really do appreciate him coming on and giving his perspective. For those of you who are not familiar, for you on Facebook and on YouTube, this is the Wisdom app, and people get to come on and they get to talk to you. Guests get to come on, they get to talk to you about whatever it is you're talking about. And I'm really glad he came up, because this is something that affects us all. This is something that affects each and every one of us, and it's really important for us to take into consideration, that we need, we need hope. We need hope. And it takes time, as he was saying, time. We need to invest and take the time that it takes. And the thing is, everyone's time is different. For some people, they can get over it immediately. For some people, it takes them weeks, some months, some years. You never really get over it, and that's the thing. I hope I didn't say that. You don't get over it. Let me just put it that way. You never get over it. You learn to live with it. That's what happens. You learn to live with it, and eventually, you can have some joy. You can have some peace. You can get some faith, some peace about it. There are a lot of things that have been happening in the world, and I'm glad my parents haven't seen, or that they didn't get to see. I'm grateful for that, to be honest. I hope it doesn't sound mean or macabre, but I'm glad that there are certain things that they didn't see or haven't seen. So I just want to offer you some hope and let you know that you have your own process. I totally understand it, and you have to take the time that you need. But don't forget that you are still here, and life can be so good and so real and so true for you if you live for today and each day after that you are given. But all you have is today, every day. So do the best you can with today. There's no magic pill for it. There's no magic potion. There's no written down remedy or recipe. Right, Tim? Right. Thank you, Tim. So at the end of the day, we have to know how important it is for us to surrender to our own process and eventually get there. Your family will thank you. You'll thank yourself, because then you'll realize that you're not necessarily forgetting the people who you have lost. You're not forgetting them, but you're doing what you have to do, because they're on one side of the ground and you're on the other side. So you have to live. You have to know that you're a special occasion, and that you're worthy to be celebrated, and that you should celebrate yourself, and that you should always know that you're worthy of every day that God allows you to see. Even if you don't feel so good, even if things are not going your way, you're still worthy of every day that you are given as a gift. That's why it's called the present, because it's a gift, and you are a gift. So your presence is a present. So walk in that gift that you are each and every day. Even if it hurts, even when it hurts, you're still a gift. Even when you're upset, you're still a gift. even when you don't feel like getting out of the bed, you are still a gift. And each day, someone is going to be encouraged just by you getting out the bed. So you're a special occasion, and I want you to just be encouraged. I just want to offer you some hope. You can move from that place of pain. You can move from that place where your soul is stuck. You just have to make the conscious effort to do it. So I just want to say thank you that you're a special occasion, and thank you for joining me tonight. There is nothing that you cannot do. You're nothing less than a special occasion. You are so worthy to be celebrated. Don't wait for a special day to wear that outfit or that cologne, that perfume. Don't wait for a special day to eat off the fine china. Don't wait for a special day to do something nice and kind for yourself or for someone else, because you are the special occasion. You don't need a special occasion for that. The special occasion is you. See yourself through God's eyes and love yourself through his heart. I don't have to know you to love you, but I do so very much. Please know that you are a special occasion, and I will continue to celebrate you. So until next Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Central, know that you're a special occasion and celebrate yourself. And I'll see you then. Be blessed and keep it moving forward. Mwah! Love you. Love you all. Thank you. Be encouraged, Tim. Be encouraged. It's been 8 years for me since my mom passed and 18 since my dad passed. You can do this, and you will, because you're still here. And you got to be able to encourage someone else who feels what you feel. Okay? Oh, Katie. Katie, oh, wow. 2 years for you, and wow, and just a few months for Tim. Tim, I know it's still raw. It's still raw. It still hurts. It's going to hurt. You'll never be the same, but you don't have to be worse. Each day you can be better. Each day. I hope that you'll consider subscribing to this channel. We come on every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Central. And I would love to be able to continue to encourage you, because we need it. We need this hope. But there is hope, because someone's going to be blessed by your healing. Someone is. So until then, until next time, until next Tuesday, thank you so much. And please subscribe. And I actually have a new page that I started. It's called The Special Occasion. It's called The Special Occasion. There's a new YouTube page. I haven't necessarily put it out there for the masses yet, but if you can find it, go ahead and subscribe and tell someone else, share it with someone, because we're going to start doing our broadcast from there. But thank you. Thank you so much. I love you, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Good night.